You understand your charges, Mr. Dubus?
No, I do not stand under these charges, and I would like to make it clear that I was not operating a motor vehicle. I was operating my private conveyance, not for hire, not for commercial use, not to transport passengers or products for hire.
Don't make any pleas, as I am appearing in proprietary persona, and any plea would submit jurisdiction to the court. I am here challenging jurisdiction under the common law, as I am owed the law of peace, and this is a fraud action, and as I demand a trial by jury, grand jury of 12 jurors.
Well, you're going to get a trial under Kansas law of 6 jurors for a misdemeanor, not 12. And you're to put that request in writing too.
All
okay. You're going to put that in writing
criminal
too.
Courts are federal, and this court is federal incorporated.
No, it's not. No, it's not,
United
sir. You're
States
totally out of order. Sir, you're saying things you don't know what you apparently don't know what they mean. They don't belong in this court. I'm going to set the
Judge Webster, will you please recite your oath of office into the court of record then today?
No, sir, I will not.
Why are you refusing to do so?
Let's move along. Driving in Butler County on August 17th of 2023 without proof of liability insurance. How do you plead?
I plead no contest.
By no contest, you mean you don't want to admit it, but you don't want to deny it and take it to trial?
Correct.
Is anyone...
Welcome back to the grand finale of our Sovereign saga featuring Anthony Dubus and his epic 5-appearance journey through what started as a simple traffic case. Today, we're bringing you 2 key moments. His very first court appearance with Judge Crum, alongside with his final showdown with Judge Webster. For those who missed it, Anthony's previous 3 appearances with Judge Webster are linked in the description to help set the stage for today's conclusion. In his initial appearance with Judge Crum, we see a completely different side of Anthony. His demeanor was notably more contemptuous with extremely bold confidence, a far cry from the more reserved and humble demeanor he would later bring to Judge Webster's courtroom today. Well, will Anthony's journey end with any form of accountability? Or will he somehow find a way to keep his SovCit Right to Travel Act going? Stay tuned for the conclusion of this unnecessarily long drawn-out marathon legal saga.
All right, at the Butler County Jail, are you Anthony Dubus?
Sir, I would like to state for the record and correct that I am not the all caps name on the paper. I am the proper case trade name, sole living heir, beneficiary, and executor of that named trust. I am the living man. I am a foreign national, and
You're a foreign national?
I'm a foreign national. I'm an American national. I am here by special appearance only, held against my will, under duress, in false imprisonment, and under false arrest.
Very good. This is State of Kansas versus Anthony Edward Dubus, case number 23 TR 2777. The state appears by Jared Regier. Mr. Dubus appears from the custody of the Butler County Jail. Mr. Dubus, you're here for a first appearance. Do you have a copy of your charges?
I am, my honor, Mr. Crum. I am here by special appearance under duress.
You've already been through that. I'm going to read your charges to you. In count 1, it alleges that on August 17th, 2023, you did then and there unlawfully operate a motor vehicle on a highway of this state without having a valid driver's license. Count 2 alleges that on August 17th, 2023, you're operating a motor vehicle, a 2003 Honda Accord, upon a highway or of this state, East Fox Trail Street, Andover, Butler County, Kansas, while your vehicle was not registered. That's failed to register a vehicle. That's an unclassified non-person misdemeanor. Count 3 alleges you operated a motor vehicle on August 17th, 2023 in Butler County, Kansas without having valid insurance. That's no proof of insurance, a Class B non-person misdemeanor. You understand your charges, Mr. Dubus?
No, I do not stand under these charges, and I would like to make it clear that I was not operating a motor vehicle. I was operating my private conveyance, not for hire, not for commercial use, not to transport passengers or products for hire. And if I was allowed to have my folder with black text case law in it to be brought here with me, as I asked Mr. Deputy Khalid Baraka, and he refused, I would be able to prove to you with black text case law what the Supreme Court rulings from multiple different cases have stated about the definition of a driver, an operator, a motor vehicle, an automobile, what a conveyance is, and their decisions, aka the Supreme Court's decisions.
All right, Mr. Dubus, I'm going to stop you there.
Requiring,
I'm going to enter a not guilty plea for you. And we're going to set this over. If you want to present this stuff, you can present it to Judge Webster, who's going to be assigned to your case. Are you going to be able to hire an attorney?
I'm sui juris, so I'm not a ward of the state.
Okay, then you can hire your own attorney. I'm going to set this for November 13th, 2023 at 9 o'clock in the morning. Mr. Aguirre, do you have a recommendation for bond?
Your Honor, 2,500 cash or surety with all standard conditions. Also, in reviewing the affidavit, it would appear that when this is alleged that when the defendant was questioned by the deputy, he refused to provide a valid address or any further information. That's quoting directly from the affidavit. I'm not sure if the court wants to make any special orders along those lines or not.
I object. I provided a valid address. It's just a non-residential address, or a residential address that is non-domestic. And he refused to accept my proper address or my mailing address.
Well, I'm going to set a bond in the amount of $2,500 cash or surety. You'll need to provide a valid physical address to a bondsman if you wish to make bond, Mr. Dubus. All right. Is there anything else, Mr. Aguirre, on this case?
Now, from the state's perspective, Your Honor.
All right. We'll be in recess. Mr. Dubus, you are excused.
Hold on. Is it an OR bond or?
No, it's a cash or surety bond.
Okay, so I need a cosigner.
You can put up $2,500 in cash, or you can make arrangements with a bondsman.
Okay, thank you.
Kansas versus Anthony Edward. I'm sorry, Mr. I'm gonna try to remember, but it's been a while. Dubus, is that the way you pronounce it?
Dubus or Dubus.
Dubus, okay. Anthony Edward Dubus, please announce appearances.
State appears by Devin Canfield.
Your Honor, Darren Patterson appearing on behalf of Anthony Dubus as standby counsel, although he's now asked me to help him through the case, which I would happily do. Pursuant to that, Your Honor, I would announce to the court that this would be a no contest plea to the charge of no proof of insurance. The remaining charges are being dismissed pursuant to plea negotiations.
All right, which ones do you want to plead no contest to?
No proof of insurance, Your Honor.
No contest. And that's your agreement, Mr. Canfield?
Yes, Judge.
All right, Mr. Dubus, on count 3, driving in Butler County on August 17th of 2023 without proof of liability insurance, how do you plead?
I plead no contest.
By no contest, you mean you don't want to admit it, but you don't want to deny it and take it to trial?
Correct.
Is anyone making you enter this plea of no contest today by any threats or promises other than your plea agreement?
No.
All right, Mr. Canfield, do you have a factual basis to support a no contest plea on count 3?
Yes, Your Honor. Should this case proceed to trial, the state would show through testimony or other evidence that on or about October 17th of 2023, at approximately 5:52 p.m., Deputy Barriquet observed a 2003 Honda Accord, silver in color, traveling near the 1400 block of East 13th Street in Andover, Butler County, Kansas. Deputy Barriquet stopped that 2003 Honda Accord in the 1700 block of East Foxdale Street, also in Andover, Butler County, Kansas. At that time, the driver of that Honda Accord was identified as Anthony Edward Dubus, date of birth 4/4/2001. At that time, the driver and defendant here did not have insurance for the vehicle.
And what day did you say that was?
That was August 17th of 2023.
Okay. Well, I do find that the court has jurisdiction, that this was in Andover, clearly within the statute of limitations with 2023. I find the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily, with knowledge, entered this plea of no contest. I find the state has provided a factual basis to support the plea. Accordingly, I find the defendant guilty of count 3, driving without insurance, and dismiss count 1, driving without a license, and count 2, driving without registration or proper tag. Those 2 are dismissed with prejudice per plea agreement. Recommendations for sentencing on the remaining count of insurance.
State would recommend a fine of $300, a 4-month underlying, suspended for a 6-month non-reporting probation, as well as any costs or fees as the court deems fit.
Mr. Patterson, anything further?
Judge, we'd ask the court to adopt the recommendations, and as the court knows, I am appointed.
All right. Mr. Dubus, do you have full-time employment where you work 40 hours a week?
No, I don't.
At this time, your fine is $300. That is the minimum for this charge by Kansas law. Your court costs are $108 for a total due of $408. I am waiving your attorney fees. You do have to receive a 4-month sentence, but I will grant you probation, so you won't have to serve that as long as you're successful on probation. Your probation is 6 months non-reporting. The 6 months non-reporting probation has but 2 conditions. The first condition is don't violate any laws for 6 months. And the second is pay this $408. How much time do you need to come up with $408? I can give you some time.
By the end of the 6-month probation, for sure. I'm not a rich man, but I do make sure that I pay my dues.
How about if I start you out on a 120-day payment plan and you pay as much each month as you can, and if you get to 4 months and you've shown me that you've paid enough to show a good faith effort and you need a little more time, I might give that to you.
Thank you.
But you have to pay as much as you can in that 120 days. All right. Okay. Anything further from anyone?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Dubus, any questions?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. You may go.
All comments, viewpoints, interpretations, and insights expressed in this video are for education and entertainment purposes. All individuals featured in the video are to be presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Please do not attempt to contact, locate, or engage with any individuals featured in the video.